I guess let's get started. Who remembers what you guys did last week?
As I recall, there was a very awkward silence.
I think there was more than one of those. Yeah, everything seems to take a really long time to load in this.
Inks changed her hair or something, and everybody freaked out. I don't know.
We were wandering through the Underdark, and we came across the group of Underdark denizens who we had a conversation about the Yellow Disciples, or the Yellow King, whatever they're called.
The yellow guys.
That thing happened. Then they helped us get to the surface a little bit, so I went to the surface. We met up with the other group, and drama occurred.
Drama, you say? Of what variety?
Of the llama variety.
Yep, the drama llama certainly followed you guys home. So, unfortunately, our cause of drama is not here this week to play the rest of that out. Alas.
This amount of drama is inadequate.
I mean, there are always ways to force you guys into more drama. Perhaps more old adventuring friends will show up. No, they won't. Spoiler warning. Anyhow, so yeah, that's a pretty good summary. You met the Society of Brilliance. They told you a bunch of cool stuff. Cool, I guess, depends on your perspective. But they told you a bunch of stuff. You got out of the Underdark. You met the other group. The other group turned out to know Inks, and drama ensued. And the secret is out. So, we will pick back up the next morning. The other group of adventurers went off last night into the woods. After the revelation about Inks. The rest of you guys, I believe, just went to sleep?
Pretty much.
All right. So yeah, you wake up once again next to a mountain river. The other group is angrily packing their things, and they look as if they're about to move out.
Let them do their thing.
All right. Dagon refuses to look at Inks, turns to Adriel and says, "We're heading back west." And then heads back to his preparations.
Sorry, where are we currently?
You are the lovely pink X to the north of Citadel Adbar, top right corner of the world map.
Yeah, we basically just have to head south towards those really big mountains and then get on the other side of them. So I'm not about us getting lost, even though it's us.
You guys haven't gotten seriously lost yet.
Yeah. The real question is whether we should follow the river and then try to find a back door into the Citadel, or go around the mountains.
I vote
We
back
should
door.
probably go around to the front.
I'm not from this area, so I'm not that familiar with the terrain.
Sorry, I know this area like the back of my hand. Oh, hey, that's new.
But I think that heading more or less directly south is going to be our fastest path.
Except for the giant mountain in the way, yeah.
Well, yes, we'll move slightly to the west around it when we find it. It won't be hard to notice, I think.
That's why I'm not worried about getting lost.
Oh, mountains can be pretty sneaky. Also, to be fair, there are a lot of mountains around you guys right now. You got mountains to the east across the river. You got mountains to the west that you just came out of. You got mountains to the south. You got more mountains to the south. Mountains for days.
So you said mountains can be sneaky? I mean, come on, they're not giants.
They're appropriately sized. All right. Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking of. Stealth mountains. The dwarf from Inks's old group slips her a letter as they're leaving, but after that they leave. They are not looking back.
Well, if that's the sort of people they choose to be.
Yeah.
And in which direction are they headed?
West. Southwesty. Roughly back towards the road. So like they're on more or less a heading towards Dead Snows.
Right. Well, like I said before, we'll let them go on their way. Probably give them a chance to get moving before we head out, because we do have... It's 40 miles direct. So depending on how hilly these hills are.
I mean, I assume that we're not going up the mountain directly, but there is a fairly straight path running between the hills and the mountains. It shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
Assuming the map is accurate and not a
That's why I
representation.
say I don't know how hilly the hills are. Like if they're gently rolling hills and it's kind of a plateau between the mountains, then yeah, no sweat. We can make it there middle of the day, early tomorrow, no problem. If they're just slightly less mountainous, then it could be a problem.
I'm briefly going to activate my sweet hat of telepathy and search for mines in the area that are not ones I am expecting to find.
There are no mines within 60 feet of you that you do not expect to find. There's the party. There is the retreating mines of the other group. There's Relix, Harshnag.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the other party to be out of range
Uh,
and making sure that all of them become out of range.
they all leave range. They're not interested in you guys.
Rude.
Right?
Well, that's exactly how I would act if I was going to be setting a trap down the road ahead of us. Which is why I'd like to suggest that we go through Turnstone Pass on the way back instead of along Fork Road.
All right. You guys can do that.
I mean, I am proposing it to the party.
Sure, why not?
I'm going to take deafening silence as consent.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
Seems like
Cool. All right.
I always choose to disagree with my deafening silence.
I mean, oh. Maybe I'm supposed to read your mind or something.
No, Robin's supposed to do that because she's the one with the hat. Or so.
That's true.
sorry, what am I doing with that?
Reading
his-
minds.
Oh, yes. But not apparently hearing things said.
It's a very fancy hat of telepathy, not of hearing. But regardless, so the terrain. Somebody was asking about the terrain between you guys and Adbar.
Yeah.
So there's some very, very large, very steep plateaus between you guys, but there's also some between you guys and Adbar, but there's also some pretty wide valleys between them. So
we'll just have to squiggle a little bit.
yeah, you'll have to squiggle around them a little bit, but it's not a super big impediment to you guys getting where you need to go. Was a decision reached on front or back door?
I would argue for front door because we know where it is.
That's a very, very good reason.
It's also likely to be much easier to find and get into.
Also a respectable reason.
It's also probably much neater.
Yes. I am unsure why you guys were looking for a back door in the first place. But yeah, you can. Heading to the front door is much easier. So, how long do you want to give the other party before you set off?
Maybe like an hour?
Sure. Right. You wait an hour. You appreciate the lovely rush of the mountain stream next to you, the quiet noises of nature, and the lovely snow that is everywhere. Still, you're still nursing a wicked hangover from your drinking contest. But nobody else took the dwarf up on their offer, so
And they were probably wiser than I.
probably. But post an hour, you guys head off. Inks is surprisingly quiet. Yeah, I hear that dragon leather really soaks.
Bitch to clean.
Yeah, it's a bitch to clean. It just soaks that moment right in.
I will be very careful to exercise good aim if it becomes necessary. Thank you.
See that you do. Yeah, you can head south, winding between plateaus and through valleys towards Citadel Adbar. So make a con save. You put this idea, Adriel put this idea in my head, and now it's.
I
Oh, good.
appreciate the opportunity to make this con save. Thank you.
No problem. You managed to avoid puking on Bicephalel. It is a near thing a couple of times, but you managed to avoid it. But so you guys make it. Are you all on? You're all on foot currently, yes?
The rest of us would be on foot.
Yeah, because there was no way you guys were taking your mounts into Iron Slag. So, where would you have left them? With the dwarves?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, yeah, you travel just about to the top of the mountains, to the northern end of the mountains around Adbar. You notice a few more wayward elk on your way, some lovely Arctic birds. At one point, Ox, you get too close to a bush that an Arctic tern has made its nest in, and it decides to try and dive bomb you.
I'm not going to dodge.
The bird flies smack into your metal head, trying to scratch at it. Is very surprised when you neither move nor does your head yield to its mass. Its shrieks of outrage quickly turn to squawks of pain as it flies back off into the bush.
Why, yes, Sil, I believe it did.
So, besides that brief bout of excitement, your day is fairly quiet. You proceed onwards. Ox, are you still telling nature facts?
Sure.
Okay. So Ox is spouting nature facts at all of you. Anybody else doing anything on the trip? I'm gonna take that as a no.
Just the usual.
All right. So yeah, you make it to Adbar, or to the foothills of the mountains, without incident. So camping for the night. Who's taking? Well, I'm pretty sure I know who's taking watch. Who wants to go first on watch?
I'll go.
All right.
I will volunteer for last watch.
All right. So, Rich and Ox, people who are on first watch, make perception checks for me. All right. Ox, you do not spot this, but Rich, you do. Off to the west, in the direction of Iron Slag, there are what look kind of like fireworks. Except fireworks aren't normally visible from 100 miles away.
So fireballs.
Of some variety.
I'm sorry, in which direction?
Iron Slag.
Somebody must be trying to solve a delicate social situation.
I'm fairly sure that we wouldn't see an average fireball from that distance.
So they're trying to solve a really delicate social situation.
Yes.
I'm betting a
think
faux
they-
pas was committed.
It's just that I only can think of one thing that solves social situations that way that we've heard of recently.
A bigger fireball?
Primordial.
But we have the primordial.
How sure of that are we?
Good point.
Less
We should
sure
open it
than I
up and
was a
find
minute
out.
ago.
I feel like this is a bad answer.
Yes, you should definitely open the iron flask to see what's in it. One sec, let me check something. The flask might telepathically tell you what's in it. I'm not sure, I need to check. So, somebody make an Arcana check for me.
Preferably someone that's good at it.
Never mind.
Roll it with a -1, and you got it.
Anybody can make one. I'm not picky here.
Hey, can we have the cat do it?
You did say anyone.
Iron flasks are legendary objects. There's a decent chance.
I got nothing.
Yeah, there's a decent chance that one of
I have less than nothing.
Did you get a 0?
Eh. No, I'm simply dumb. You try.
Good job, guys. Yeah, so you can, if you cast Identify on the flask, you can at least tell if there is a creature inside it or not. But the only way to actually tell what creature is inside is to open the flask.
Guys, we should open the flask.
Do we have 100 gold pearls?
Do you have a what?
A pearl worth at least 100 gold.
You're going to a city that probably has them. Why do you ask?
That's the material component for Identify.
Oh.
Right. But listen, here's the thing. We can use Identify to find out if there's something in the flask, but it's not going to tell us what's in the flask. We're going to have to open the flask to find that out. And opening the flask will also tell us whether or not there's something inside of it. So we should just open the flask and find out.
He has solid reasoning.
I mean, except for the fact that if it is in fact containing what it's supposed to be containing, we all die more or less instantaneously.
But it answers the question instantaneously.
To be fair, if it doesn't contain what we think it contains, we're going to die slowly.
Also, I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. The Primordial will probably be very thankful for being let free.
Iron flasks can contain extremely benevolent beings. Like iron flasks.
Speaking of, I should note, speaking of extremely benevolent beings, it is possible for a high-level cleric to summon such beings and ask them relevant questions. They might be able to figure out what the hell is in the flask, even if a normal second-level spell can't. None of us are high-level clerics, but Citadel Adbar, being a dwarf fortress, probably has one or two.
That is a fair point.
Counterpoint, we're still at least like a couple days away from the Citadel. If we open it now, then we'll know sooner, and we'll be able to deal with things sooner.
Will we be able to deal with things sooner?
I mean, assuming we're still alive.
We might be dead.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure we can survive at least a few rounds. Well, I'm sure I can at least.
Okay, it wouldn't be an instantaneous thing. My point is that it is not an action to take that has a bright future ahead.
Well, I think, on the other hand, it has a very, very bright future, considering what type of primordial it is.
She's just so right, you gotta wear shades. I don't see a pressing reason to know now that can't wait till tomorrow.
– Curiosity.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I'm not that curious.
Are you sure you're not that curious?
I'm not. Richard thinks you've been rather quiet.
Inks kind of shrugs. Rich, what do you think? I think both.
Yes.
I was including both of them in the discussion, although realistically I didn't expect much response out of Inks.
Yeah, Inks is brooding for the Olympics right now.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Well, I mean, except for my Arcana roll, can I tell what's in there? Because I would assume not.
No, you
If we seek
cannot-
it, what kind of noise does it make?
I'm gonna just look at Syl and kind of raise one eyebrow, like, the are you asking me right now?
And just wondered where you fell on the debate of opening the iron flask to see what's inside.
I
To be
mean,
fair, I am kind of hoping that you will not side with Ox in this one and deadlock us, but
he does have solid reasoning and logic there that you can't refute.
is iron slag continuing to be fireworks?
There's been one or two. They're not like a continuous display. At this point, you probably haven't seen any for like 20 minutes-ish.
Oh. Really very little we can do about it now, and it's the middle of the night.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it is.
Then I'm going back to sleep unless this carries on or happens again, or if there are more phenomena, wake me. I'm going to bed.
We better hope no more giants make any faux pas at dinner.
I think the Duke's children have learned which fork to use. He gave a very forceful demonstration. But the rest of you, everybody goes back to sleep or back to watch. A couple hours later, whoever's on watch will spot one final firework, but there are no more that evening. You all awake in the morning. Next morning, you'll get up, head back to get back on the road. You can reach Adbar by dusk. It's more or less how you remember it. Still built out of the mountains, still plenty of walls and defenses and towers, overlooking you all as you enter. The guards recognize you and wave you back in. There's a young-ish looking dwarf waiting for you inside the gates. Hello there. His Majesty is waiting for you. Are you looking to go to him straight away, or are you looking to have a night to rest first?
I think we can speak with him if you give us a chance to clean up a bit.
All right. He'll show you. He leads you down into the palace, but into not directly to the throne room this time, but over off into a couple of side passages to a lovely room with all the necessary accoutrements for you to clean up. Adriel, your boots continue to be very, very shiny.
Right. Appropriate spit and polish is applied to other goods and whatnot.
Right.
Are you trying to match the shininess of your boots?
I certainly appreciate it. But I don't want him to look out of place.
That's fair. I mean, if you wanted to look really not out of place, or super in place, belonging, you could grow a beard.
Can you grow a beard with prestidigitation?
No, I could do it with disguise self. I won't, but I could.
That's fair. All right. So, anybody else have any particular preparations they want to make before going to see the king?
I'll get cleaned up. I'm assuming that they offer us the spaces. I do not have prestidigitation.
All right. Yeah, the room that you're in is kind of meant for people without prestidigitation to clean up, so you can make use of everything within.
Excellent. I'm feeling much better having had a day and a night and another day.
Ox, Rich, you guys want to do anything pre-kinging?
I suppose I'll polish myself.
Fair enough. Rich?
King me.
All right. You
Or is
tell
it
the-
not that kind of kinging?
I don't think it's the kind of kinging that you're thinking of, but upon emerging, unless you actually do want to clean up and stuff.
Probably a little bit at least.
All right. So, cleaned up, you exit the room, tell the young dwarf to king you. He raises an eyebrow at your expression, but dutifully leads you to the throne room, where you meet with the king, King Harbron. Oh, sorry, King Harnoth.
Am I by myself in this?
No, everybody is with you.
I was about to say that one very unexpected.
No, 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 no. Nobody is going to see the king on their own. Oh, I feel obliged to mention though, Harshnag is not with you guys currently. He is outside of the dwarf city.
Fair enough and duly noted.
All right. So, upon entering the audience room of the king stands. Hello, hello. Good adventures. Tell me, what have you done since we last spoke?
The right thing, I sincerely hope.
Oh, do tell.
Concur with his assessment.
Sorry, say again?
Do tell.
Now, soliloquy.
I concur with his assessment.
All right. We managed to infiltrate the fortress at Iron Flag and determined that the fire giants were, in fact, in the process of trying to build their own new Volanoid rather than rebuild the old one. We weren't able to do much about that, except we were able to intercept the group transporting an iron flask from Guntolgrim
Yes.
to Iron Flag. We have it with us.
What does the iron flask contain?
We do not entirely know, but it should contain the primordial they plan to use to power the Volanoid.
Well. An admirable feat, to be sure. A feat worthy of reward. I should ask, however, where are the men I sent with you?
They didn't infiltrate with us. We were since we exited through the Underdark, We sent word, but I don't know if they got it yet or not.
Hmm.
They were only asked to provide a diversion for infiltration. If what the commander did then is on his own discretion.
Oh yes, that's right. Yes, we did send them word. I'm growing old, you see. Harder to remember these days. They should be on their way back now. May I see the flask?
Of course. Pull up flask.
All right. He leans forward in his throne and peers at the flask and looks at the markings on it. Yes. Powerful magic. It is indeed an iron flask. Worthy of reward, this is. What would you have? I believe I promised you rare magical items. Were you to succeed in your task?
If it is possible, could your smiths enchant a weapon that's already enchanted? Enhance the enchantments on a weapon already enchanted?
But of course. Which weapon?
My blade.
The whip sword?
The
Oh, a most interesting weapon to be sure. We can certainly find you an enchanter for this. May take some time, however.
Of course.
Do the rest of you have any requests? If not, I have some things you may like, but
So to clarify, we can get a rare item.
yes.
Okay. I gotta find something.
All right. What item are you looking to check? I have the DMG open right next to me, so.
No, that's what I mean. Is I don't, off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I need to.
All right.
Where is where most of the interesting weapons show up? Weapons.
Oh, okay. I remember what I wanted.
Yeah.
Bracers of defense.
Those the
+2
+2 AC.
if no armor and no shield.
Ah.
And
What would that put your AC at? Just curious.
21.
All right. That should put you. Howdy, Inks. That should put you above any pesky rocks for that thing.
Maybe. We'll see. And like Adriel had asked, would it be possible to get that inscribed directly on my plating, or
Could they even replace the plating with existing bracers?
We would have to speak directly to our smiths. It is likely possible. You would have to speak directly to an enchanter or smith, however.
sweet? I will do that.
All right.
If you possessed one, Your Majesty, I would be interested in a staff of the woodlands.
A staff of the woodlands. What is a staff of the woodlands? I'm looking it up right now. I'm just curious if you can tell me before I find it.
It's got all the basic druidy stuff, I think.
Basically,
Okay. Which book is it in? Because my
DMG page 204, according to this.
Huh. Oh, yeah, there it is. It's just the DMG just orders things weirdly. I was looking at Staff of Withering and wondering why Staff of the Woodlands wasn't near it.
T for the.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the key part of that. We may have some lying in one of the vaults. May have one, at least. A druid left it here some years ago. The only dwarven druid I ever met. Much obliged. So, yes, they can give you one of those. He's also willing to offer you, instead of a rare item of your choice, he's also willing to offer you Giant Slayer weapons. Which, I mean, isn't super useful to a lot of you, but it's a thing that is an option.
What does the Giant Slayer weapon do?
So it's a +1 weapon, but anytime you hit a giant with it, giant takes an extra 2d6 damage and has to make a strength save or fall prone.
That's
I'll talk
actually
to the
really
smith.
tempting.
Sorry?
That's actually really tempting.
I'll talk to the smith, see if he can make a giant slaying sword weapon.
Giant slaying fist wraps.
Giant slaying plus your plus enchanting the giant slaying is +1 and the 2d6 thing.
+1 is uncommon.
Yes.
So
No. What I'm saying is you can enchant your whip thing, or you can get a giant slaying weapon. You cannot enchant your whip to be a giant slayer.
that's no fun.
Rich, you have any ideas for things that you want? Alright, that's cool. That's cool. Good chat.
So, sorry, I'm guessing y'all didn't hear what I said because I muted. Idiot.
No, we did not hear you.
I was just saying I'd have to really think about it because, yeah, I have no idea.
Alright. That's fair. I'm going to assume that Rich in character has some ideas, but Chris does not currently, and that Rich lets the king know.
Okay,
Is that
sounds
cool?
good.
All right.
And I will try to figure something out. Let you know.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. So as you guys are discussing with the king, so Giant Slayer Sword Whip is your Sword Whip is currently just it's magical, but it's not a +1, right?
Yeah, it's just magical.
Okay. So I'm gonna say the enchanter can, if you wanted to apply it to your weapon, the enchanter could give you a +1. They could give you a the 2d6 bonus plus save against falling prone bit of giant slaying, but not both.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think the alert feat, one of the best feats I've ever taken.
Just checking.
All right. So, Rich, you're up.
So all those guys with beards over here to the right are all bad, right?
Yeah, in addition to the giant YaK.
Yeah, they're bad lads.
I think we have an easy solution to this.
Please tell me it's not open the flask.
Why do you have to ruin all my fun?
That's not a solution.
Technically, it is a solution. It's just not a very good one.
Okay, clicking the spell is not working.
Are you in edit mode?
No?
I don't know what to tell you.
1 sec, I'm trying to close it and reopen it.
Right.
Oh, I hate when I do that.
Bite your tongue?
No, I forget that it pops up a dialog box asking you what level you want to cast it at.
Oh, yeah.
And so I keep hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. It keeps just popping up more dialog boxes.
That's a problem.
Anyway, store that in the middle of.
All right, so that should hit all of my shield dwarves.
It's a fireball, isn't it?
That is a fireball.
An ever-present front comfort in
Thank you.
times of distress.
Wow. These dwarves
They were not prepared for that.
Yeah, they were not. Let's see if the YaK folk was prepared. Oh, he was a little bit more prepared.
Was he prepared enough?
But your fireball explodes in the middle of the group of traitorous dwarves and YaK folk, and does a lot of damage. None of them were expecting it. You caught them all off guard. So there's just this big explosion, and suddenly they're all a lot more burned.
Nobody expects the bardic fireball.
No, they never do.
And then I'll throw inspiration on Adriel.
All right. Hey, Adriel, it's your turn.
I will cast Thunderous Smite for my bonus action, and then I'm going to stab this guy.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay, so that's a hit.
Yep. That's a
I'm
hit.
gonna throw a whole. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna throw a level 3 Divine Smite on that too.
All right.
An extra 18 plus the Thunderous Smite is 2d6.
Yes.
For when you want people to know they done fucked up good.
It is 37 damage, and he has to make a Strength saving throw.
No, he doesn't. He's dead.
Well, the corpse has to make a Strength saving throw or get thrown back 10 feet all over a dwarf.
He fails on account of being a corpse. I don't think it explicitly says it in the rules, but I'm pretty sure that being dead makes you automatically fail saving throws.
Unfortunately, I'm too far away to follow up and attack these other guys with my extra attack.
All right. So it's the king and his guards' turn. So the
I'm just
king.
saying, it might honestly be best if there are some to
If there was what? Sorry?
interrogate later.
Don't explode the rest of them!
Kill them all! The king shouts as he scurries behind his throne.
Or
The
that.
the dwarves around him close ranks to protect their king.
I mean, I don't have those spells.
That YaK folk is dead. So, Soliloquy, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I was going to neutralize the threat, but then the king made his royal demand. I'm gonna do that.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Where are you dropping your moonbeam?
Right there.
Aight. So, rounds 1 and 2 need to make con save. Which one fails and the other succeeds. So they are positively writhing under under the light of your moonbeam.
Quick question. As someone who has that spell as a oath spell, can I tell if they're normal writhing or shape changer writhing?
They didn't
I
change forms of normal writhing.
Oh, I'm
One
just
failed
saying.
to save.
They are. Yeah, that's. They are normal writhing.
Okay.
The,
Good to know.
Yeah, they're normal writhing.
Are werewolves a thing?
Potentially.
How much do you know about YaK folk?
I think we asked this question in a prior session, and we determined that Adriel doesn't know doesn't know anything, but they're supposed to be evil.
Yeah, I think I told you about this, about the, what do they specifically call it? There's a specific name for it somewhere, but basically they're freaky possession thing.
Ah,
So, right. Okay. The rest of you will find it. Oh, okay. YaK folk are super evil, but they have this lovely ability to, how's it described? Basically slide under the skins of people who they're of people. They magically possess them. It's freaky. Ox. What do you
Yep.
want to do?
I guess I will run forward and beat up some dwarves.
Splendid.
Usually a good idea.
Positively spiffing. Which one are you going for? Red 2?
We'll start with red 3 and then work our way up if he ends up dying.
Go for him.
Hold on a second.
Alright, so that's 11. So your 11 misses. The dwarf manages to catch it on his shield and blocks it. The other 2 both hit, but he is barely still standing.
All right. That's it for me.
Alright. So it's actually the dwarves' turn now. So the one that you attacked. The one that you attacked is going to make a pair of Warhammer attacks at you, which are both going to miss. The one red 2 is also going to make a pair of Warhammer. Oh, wait. No, he's going to make a pair of Warhammer attacks at you as well. Those will also both miss.
Sorry, did they just start their turn in my Moonfire?
They did.
Did they take damage for that yet?
They have not. Roll more Moonbeam damage. 7. All right, they might survive this. So they both save. They are both still alive.
I tried.
You did. Red 1 is going to move up, and he's going to try and take a shot at the king, actually. He's going to pull a heavy crossbow and shoot at the king. He will barely miss the king because one of the knights in front of him is tanking shots for him. Red 4 is also going to take a shot at the king. He'll actually hit him. So a heavy crossbow bolt takes the king in his shoulder. King doesn't look like he's a big fan of that. Red 6 is going to move down and also make a pair of Warhammer attacks at Ox. 17 still does not hit you. Why couldn't I have more Orogs?
I am grateful for the lack of roads.
I know you are. Red 5 is going to move up and make another shot at the king. He's going to fail pretty miserably. And that is their turn. Rich, what up? All right, who you mocking?
The most southern one.
Red 6? Okay.
Yes, and I would like to inform him that his father did not have a beard.
Oh, you take that back! My father had a great beard.
I can't unspeak the truth.
All right. Red 6 has been sufficiently insulted. Anything else?
No, good.
All right. Adriel.
I'm going to jump right in there. Bonus action extended to whip mode, and then attack number 1 first.
All right. Go for it. Okay, that'll hit him. And it will actually drop the dwarf. But as the dwarf falls, his skin tears open. And something very large comes out of it. At first, it appears to just be a mass of flesh. But it eventually resolves into the form of a YaK folk.
Huh.
The YaK folk looks pretty stunned by the fact that, his host just died.
Rage,
So-
get out of there.
He is stunned.
Sorry, Rich. Really don't stand there. If you have any movement at all.
That's a movement, but I am going to take a swing at him first.
All right. So he's stunned.
Oh, yeah, have your fun. But I've just decided that I'm ending this right now.
Okay. So yeah, you have advantage against him.
Then
Yep.
I'm going to move out.
So again, you have advantage against him. He is stunned.
All right. Much better. I'm going to throw mine in on this thing.
All right. All right.
So 21 damage. And move back there. Which does provoke from 2. Oh, he doesn't. I don't think he can because he's stunned, but the other one does. Number 5.
Yeah, he's incapacitated. Which. So he provokes from number. You provoke from number 5. All right. He misses. But it is now the king's turn. He's going to whimper. Oh,
Where are our reinforcements?
I've been shot! Oh! Ah! Sil, what's up? How you doing? All right. Draw where your wall of stone is going. Dare I ask what the reverse gopher game is? It works.
I don't know about reverse gopher games, but I do know that we now have 10 minutes for the king to get to safety and for enough reinforcements to deal with 6 more YaK men can get down here.
So please do me a favor and draw where the wall is going.
What do you mean where the wall is going? Do you not see where the wall went?
We don't see anything.
No, I don't. Ah,
Only the top panel was unnecessary because the walls of the room are there. I had to complete the polygon though.
I had myself muted, but I suggested we fill the cube with water.
How high is the wall, or is it domed?
I think it's 10 feet tall. I'm not sure how tall the room is.
the panels are 10 by 10, so it is 10 feet thick. Or you can create 10-foot by 20-foot panels, which are only 3, which are half as thick. Good question. It's a throne room, so it's probably nice and high ceilinged. So above 30 feet, I'm going to say.
Okay, so this is not in fact quite the containment I had hoped it was.
I mean,
Nevertheless, it does buy us time.
yeah. It also gives you a great spot to fireball things.
Oh, I'm totally in favor of the fill it with water plan if that's at all possible.
In 10 minutes?
I said if. Well, she used a local river last time.
To be fair, this is a dwarven city. I assume that they have, like, plumbing. But probably not straight to where we need it.
Yeah, there's definitely plumbing, just not directly to the king's audience chamber.
Fire suppression hoses, maybe?
I don't think they're quite at that level of plumbing yet. Besides, it's primarily stone in here, right? It's pretty hard to make stone burn.
Oh yeah, we should just open up the flask and toss it in there.
Yeah.
I see no problem with this plan.
I mean, worst case scenario, there's no primordial, and now they have an iron flask.
That is a pretty bad scenario, actually.
I mean, the flask only holds one thing at a time. I mean, if you wanna throw the primordial into this enclosure of stone, I'm sure that can only go well.
I mean, we were talking about that warlock campaign anyway, right?
We were indeed. We certainly were.
Yeah, I think Flynn would be very happy if we TPK'd in her absence, though.
All right, so we'll wait till next week to do that then.
Yeah, sure. I feel like you guys. I'm torn over whether or not you're actually going to do this. I don't think you are.
Not immediately. I mean, certainly Adriel's like, okay, they're contained. Let's bring in some extra troops. They're YaK folk. We want to do this with crossbows. Step back a bit, get my longbow out.
All right. All right. So you have a bunch of YaK folk in a box. Ox, what are you doing?
That's a good question. Do the walls go all the way up to the ceiling?
Nah.
I'm kind of thinking about running inside, punching a few of them, and then leaving.
You could do that.
I could, because I can run up walls now. Yeah.
Personally, I would punch the one who is a YaK, but that's me.
Okay, that won't work.
Well, which ones are injured already? Is it just
all of them?
All of them?
Were injured. They were fireballed.
Oh,
yeah, like,
right.
I didn't really hit that one very hard to get him.
Right.
The other YaK folk is the remaining out YaK folk, I guess, is injured, but not like super injured.
But he is stunned.
He is currently
Alright.
not out.
I'm going to run up here, then up and over the wall. And I'm going to punch number 5.
I'm gonna punch red 5. Aight.
Jesus.
You missed both of those.
Well, key point to dash out. He
Alright.
gets an opportunity attack, I guess.
That sounds about right. So does the YaK folk on. Oh no, the YaK folk doesn't. Shit, he's stunned.
Doesn't it?
No, it does not.
Oh, glad to see they're being as productive as I am on my turn.
Right. So being dwarves, they're not super good at climbing things. But let's 30 hit points per inch. And they're 6 inches. Oh boy, they're 6 inches thick, and they've got 15 hit points per inch. All right. So the dwarves and YaK folk are going to get to work on smashing the wall. We'll see how much headway they make, however. So all but 2 of them managed to not hurt the wall. The YaK folk manages to hit it, though. But that's their turn. Rich. What you doing?
I don't actually have to see them to insult them, right?
I'm going to say no. Which one are you insulting?
Wait, Rich. You should ready an action to fireball. And then I can grapple you and run up to the top. And then we can fireball and drop back down.
I'm okay with this.
I love this plan.
So yes, I will ready a fireball for when I can see them from up top.
I'll allow this. Atriel, what are you doing?
All right. Well, they got shenanigans going on. I don't have any efficient way of getting up and down, at least not that's repeatable. So I'm going to skip over to where the king is.
All right.
I'm going to give him a quick lay on hands so that to make sure he's going to stay safe.
Oh, thank you, kind adventurer.
4 points, right? That's what I get. And then I'm going to go back and watch and wait to see what happens.
All right. The king and his dudes continue to do nothing. Syl, what are you doing?
Telling the king and his dudes to go get some people in here to help deal with this and maybe get the king someplace safe.
Fair enough.
I
What-
feel like that's an important job since they weren't doing it.
What else are you doing, if anything?
Concentrating.
Fair enough.
Actually, I think I'm going to wild shape. Let me just Yes, I think a brown bear is actually the dire wolf is probably a pretty good choice at this point.
All right, let me get you
As
on.
if there's a point where dire wolf is a bad choice.
Is there?
Let me find you a dire wolf. Or just a wolf of some kind. Hey, dire wolf. I will get you control of that imminently. All right, you should have control on it. It should be in your journal.
Awesome.
All right.
I should probably actually look at how much movement I get before I start going places.
That might not be a bad idea.
Oh yeah.
That good, huh?
50 feet. Okay, I'm good.
Right. Ox, what do?
All right, so bonus action, spend a key point to dash. Run down here to where Rich is, spend my action, essentially grappling him to grab onto him,
Right.
and then running straight up the wall.
All right. Rich, as soon as you get to the top of the wall, your action triggers to fireball. Where are you fireballing?
Probably right about there. So that we hopefully stay out of range.
All right. So the YaK folks saves, surprisingly.
Does he?
Not anymore, he doesn't. 1, Well, success.
Actually, oh, the YaK folk's not stunned anymore. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh no, actually, he is still stunned.
Well, then he should have disadvantage on it already.
He should. We'll get back to him. So that's 1, 2. All right, so that's a surprising number of good dex saves. Red 2 is dead. Red 3 is dead. Red 6. Yeah, red three saved, but he dies regardless because he had 1 health. Red 2 dies because he failed. Red 4 dies because he failed. Red 5 stays alive. Red 6 saved but still dies. So I'm going to drag all their bodies out of there so that I can put all the YaK folk inside the walls.
Yeah, on reflection, I'm not actually sure that was our best move. If we could have incapacitated their bodies without killing them, that would have been best.
Killing is a form of incapacitation.
Death is the best CC.
And another fireball will solve this problem, right?
Yeah, or 2. We got time. We can keep doing this.
Also, at what point do they not fit and they start squishing each other?
Probably. They technically all fit.
You took away 4 dwarves, but added 5 YaK folk.
Did I? Shit. Forget the last YaK folk is there. All right. Oh, I need to roll another. Okay. So yeah, the YaK folk that was already there fails.
Then I'm not cutting words then.
All right. Cool. So all of these YaK folk are stunned, except for this one. But that is in fact their turn. Or that
He
is
looked like he's doing.
for their turn. This guy is almost dead. But he's going to continue pounding at the wall, as is. Oh. YaK folk number 1 is going to try and climb the wall. Let's see if he succeeds. Yeah, we'll say he succeeds.
That is like a knotted rope.
Nope,
That
he
would be
did not succeed.
Wow.
He
No.
looks like he's trying to. What do you say to him that's so cutting, Rich?
Your mom was a water buffalo.
What? What? He falls on his ass.
If he fell at the top, that would be 2d6 damage.
Not quite at the top. But he does take falling damage.
Still
the other-
worth.
Yeah. The other YaK folk actually are no longer stunned at the end of their turn. So that's cool. Yeah, Rich, it's your turn again, bud.
So, I mean, we can do another fun fireball
I'm fine with that.
Or we can slow them.
Well, I don't know. Up to you. I mean, you're the one casting the spells.
I mean, does anybody else have any kind of good DPS they can start throwing here? Because
Not until they break the walls.
Yeah, I'm very good in melee, but at range, I mean, I could throw a moonbeam, but I don't think that's going to hit them hard enough recurringly. Although they can run away.
And you can do a moonbeam without having to see it, right?
I believe
I don't
so.
think it requires line of sight.
I mean, if you need line of sight, I'm pretty sure I can grapple both of you and still run up to the top.
I can get up to the top. That's not my worry.
Yeah, it's just a point within range. There's no visual component.
Yeah, so I'll probably end up doing that.
All right, then yeah, I would say slow them. It'll slow down them breaking down the walls, plus keep them in the moonbeam longer.
I'll do that then.
Aight.
And have it kind of pointed right in the bottom left corner, and then extending up and to the right.
Okay.
Oh wow, you don't even need to see them. So
Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, I need to make wisdom saves for all of them. Okay. So Reds 3 and 4 manage to resist. The others do not.
cutting words on the one who got the 16.
Honestly, would it not be better if we let them, if like two of them came out and then y'all beat the crap out of those two, and then we have less to deal with at any one time?
I really do agree with that.
All right.
Yeah,
Otherwise-
well, I mean, the spell is kind of all or nothing, so I can't flick it on and off at will.
Well, I wasn't thinking we would want to turn it off, even if I got all of them. Because this only, I mean, they get another save each round.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Yeah, save the cutting words then in case one of them tries to do something again.
All right. Adriel, what up?
Exit radius, I'll probably put it. There.
All right. So Red 1 dies. He had 5 health. The other 2 need to save.
My save DC is still 14.
They both fail. So you use the power of the moon to burn the shit out of one of the YaK folk and cause him to die screaming, and you burn 2 others pretty good as well.
All I know is I hear a bunch of pained noises.
And probably a very large, meaty thud.
I like that sound.
The king and his men are going to start leaving the room. They're going to form a square, or as close to a square as they can, around him. Shields out, body blocking for him from anything that may come their way. Syl.
And it only took their king getting shot and a direct command for them to figure it out. In any case, I am going to hold my action and bite at a YaK man who escapes.
You're going to hold your action to what, sorry?
Bite any YaK men who escape.
Okay. Ox, what up?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if I run in an angle up the wall, I can get over here, punch this guy, and then dash back out. So I'm going to do that.
All right, go ahead. Make your punch. Hit.
All right. And then I'm out. And because he's slowed, he can't take an opportunity attack.
Oh, yeah. Slow has so many effects. Such a wonderful spell. Such a wonderful spell. All right. 4 is going to try and climb. I'm just going to use that roll. He's going to climb the wall. He is not slowed. Oh. So these 2 guys need to make more moonbeam saves. Before I forget,
They do.
they both fail, so they take another 11. All right, so this guy's climbed up to the top. Rich, you're a juicy, unarmored target. He's going to make... He probably doesn't have the movement to descend, so he's going to make a longbow attack at you from the top of the wall. Does that hit you, Rich?
Yes.
All right. So one of the YaK folk takes a shot at you and manages to nail you with a longbow attack. Slow makes it so that most of these don't actually have the movement speed to get out. Number 3 will also climb the wall, get out, and spotting Ox there, he's going to make a longbow attack at Ox. Oh, they can make 2 longbow attacks. He's going to make 2 longbow attacks at Ox, but it doesn't matter because they're both going to miss anyways. 6, 2, and 5 are all going to make. Wow. Are all going to make great sword attacks at the wall.
They should only get 1 attack each.
Yeah, I just remembered that. Only one of them hits, so doesn't matter. And that's their turn. Rich, what's up?
Yeah, the one that shot at me.
All right, that's 4. Ah! All right, let's see if he fails his wisdom save. He does. So he takes the 16 psychic. So moving directly away from you would constitute obviously dangerous ground, I think, given that there's a 20-foot drop there.
I mean, he could climb back down.
Oh, he also can't take reactions, which is what they use to move away.
4 is not slowed.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. He is not. So he will move away, but he will not take the fall damage as he is moving up towards that wall. And he's getting smothered by the dead bodies of his comrades. All right. Adriel.
Okay, so 4 is up on the wall,
He is.
and I can kind of sort of see one. I probably can't see that guy anyway. All right, bonus action. I'm going to move the moonbeam.
Okay.
I seem to have lost control of the moonbeam. I would swing it south, honestly, to center there.
So you're
I
hitting,
can't see what they're doing.
yeah, so you're just hitting 6.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll. So he saves. Okay, so he takes 5 damage.
Does he take a penalty to? No, contact. Never mind. I will, however, make 2 longbow attacks at the one up on the wall that I can see.
All right. Go ahead.
Is he? No, I wouldn't get advantage on this.
No. All right, so the 17 will hit, the 10 will not. So you peg the YaK folk who Rich.
Can I use the inspiration die for damage?
You can't use it for damage, you can use it to hit.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to hit the longbow even with it.
The YaK folk are only wearing leather armor.
All right, then I'll spend it. D8, right? Bam!
You did not need nearly that well to hit him, but you hit him. Rich shouts some words of inspiration at you. Kill that fucker! God, my voice cracked there.
That son of a water buffalo.
Good one. Oh no, never mind. So yeah, you hit him, and it is the knight's turn. They are going to continue to move the king out. So, what up?
So number 4 has not bothered to come where I can bite it and has a...
He's up on top of the wall currently.
That's very rude.
Yeah,
Oh,
what?
how do you jump?
I don't think I can jump that high.
Isn't it like half of your movement speed or something?
Movement speed across. Oh no, your strength score across.
Well, what about up?
I think it's something similar for up.
It's based on your strength score, yeah.
It's some fraction of that. I'll look it up.
I want to say it's half that.
3 plus your strength modifier if you move at least 10 feet.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna work.
You can make athletics checks to jump higher, but you might be better served just trying to climb the wall or something.
As a wolf?
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind, he's not like standing on the wall. He's probably like leaning over it.
No, he's climbed on top of the wall. The wall is supposed to be 10 feet across.
I think it's only like 3 inches thick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay. He and the other YaK folk are going to start making... I misread the dimensions on that then. He and the other YaK folk are going to start making acrobatics checks next turn to see if they can stay on top of it.
Yeah.
Yay.
So it's the slabs were 10 feet by 20 feet, but they're only 3 feet thick.
Right. Okay.
3 inches.
Yeah, 3 inches in it. Sorry.
And I guess I'm going to continue to hold my action until something becomes biteable. Until something opposed to us becomes biteable.
Good specification.
Yes, I thought so.
Ox.
Yep. I'm gonna run up the wall, up to number 3. I'm gonna go and punch him a bunch of times.
Those will all hit him.
Yep. We'll go ahead and make at least one of them a stunning strike.
All right. Is he? Oh wait. You don't need to bother. He's dead.
All right.
He's dead on the last attack, but he is dead.
Nice. I guess I'll just let my momentum carry me forward.
Right.
That's it.
All right. So our remaining YaK folk, who's on top of the wall, is going to make an acrobatics check. He's going to fail. He's going to fall right next to Syl. Hey, Syl, you want to make that bite attack now?
Hell yeah, I do.
Yeah, that'll hit him. He's also prone.
Wouldn't he already be prone from the fall?
He probably should be, yes.
If he's prone, I get advantage.
You do. Go for it.
Voice.
Noise. Yes. So he's dead. He's like Humpty Dumpty, except evil and with the assistance of a wolf. He dead. The other two, Oh, this one needs to make a con save because he's starting in the moon. Or wait, no. One of them needs to make a con save. I think it's number 6.
6. I couldn't move the circle for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like another like 9.
Yeah. Roll for damage for me.
Oh,
Right. So he's you hear more screams of burning from the YaK folk. He's gonna cross there and move down. That's all his movement.
he would still be in the circle because it was centered.
Yep.
There.
But that's all his movement. This guy's gonna move over. He too is going to attempt to climb the wall. So he makes it about 5 feet up the wall, but he's on there. Rich. What is up, Rich?
That's 6.
Okay. Fails. So he is both slowed and insulted now.
I mean, I'd be pretty insulted with life if I had a face like his.
Oh, they should be making wisdom saves to go against the slow. Yeah, well. They'll start doing that next turn. Adriel, what up?
No, there's one in sight. Actually, no, I can't see either of them, can I?
No, they are both on the ground.
Okay, I will. Debating if I would. I'm going to ready an action to fire a longbow at anyone who gets up on the wall.
All right.
And bonus action, I will not move the moonbeam.
All right. So the king is going to continue moving out of the room. One of the guards is fumbling with the door. Syl, what is up?
I like how that last plan worked out for me. I think I'm going to do that again.
All right. Ox, what is up?
Up, over, and into the cage. I'm gonna beat the crap out of this guy this time.
All right. So again, they all hit. Does he live? 21, 28. No, he does not. So your flurry of blows downs another YaK folk.
Nice. That's it.
All right. So there's 2 of these guys left in here now. There's actually still one who's still in his meat suit. He is going to make a crossbow attack at Ox. And the other YaK folk is going to make a longbow attack at Ox. Both going to... God, he rolled 2 8s for damage, but he rolled a 1. God. That's all they can do. Oh, wait, no, they need to make wisdom saves to see if they're slowed.
The southern one also needs to burn again, right?
Does. You are correct. Roll me damage for that, Angel. He fails his save.
The first one should have succeeded.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to say 5 is no longer slow. Cool. And another 6. They're both no longer slowed. Hells yes. Good turn, guys. Rich, it's your turn now. What would you like to do?
Throw that on the southern one. Oh wait, I can't. I don't see him, so never mind. I'll just vicious mockery the southern one again.
Alright. He fails. He's beginning to bleed from the nose, and he looks real beat up and burnt from all of this moonbeaming and insulting. Adriel, what is up?
I can't see what Ox is doing. I'm going to move the moonbeam to more or less the middle of the space.
All right.
Oh, can I call out to Adriel and direct her where to move it?
Sure. Why not?
All right. I will tell her essentially to put it here.
Okay. There's probably a way to actually say that. Like, I wouldn't know which way is north at the moment or something. So I'll move it to there. And then again, ready in action to longbow anyone that gets up on the wall.
Sorry, move it to where? On the dwarf.
Just below the dwarf so it hits both of them.
Good plan. All right. So roll damage for the dwarf. Yep, he's dead. So another YaK folk comes out of him. The last YaK folk. The final one. The king and his men are going to slide out the door.
What about number 6?
He's still in the beam. He doesn't take damage when it passes over him. He takes damage.
Right.
If you enter the beam or you start your turn there.
Okay, so he'll take it. He'll take it at the start of the turn.
Bring it. I mean, from a relativistic point of view.
Sorry?
Well, from a relativistic point of view, if you enter the beam or the beam rolls over you, you've still entered the beam.
Right, but it was already over him was the point.
No,
The king
nope, sucks
leads
to be him in a minute.
You still waiting for people to climb over the wall?
Yes, although it's looking less and less likely that I'll get to bite anyone else today.
Life is rough like that. Ox?
Yep. The one that just popped out of the dwarf is stunned, yes?
Yes. So you have advantage against everything. Did you just crit twice?
Yes.
Sucks to be that guy in particular.
Yeah, it sucks to be him. All right, that's 12, 23, 29, 35, 42. 42 damage.
Nice.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, you did 3/4 of his health in one turn.
That's it for me.
That's a pretty good thing to do. All right, so lower one, roll damage for Moonbeam. Let's see if it matters. Oh wow, he almost doesn't die. But number 6 passes away, leaving only, which number is this? Number 5. Who is no longer stunned and throws his hands up Quarter! Quarter!
I think he's saying he wants you to hit him.
Yeah. Are we still in initiative order?
I mean, are you guys going to keep attacking him?
I'm gonna kill him.
Then yes. Rich, go ahead. At this point, it's just who can kill him first.
So, what's better than a direwolf?
Bear is usually the choice for soaking hits because it just has a fuck ton of hit points. Although Mammoth is even more fun than that. That's high level.
I was going to say a flying direwolf,
Nice.
which I should have done earlier, but
Oh, wow.
I'm just
Okay.
doing that as third.
Yep. Yep, that's fair. All right. Syl, you are now a flying direwolf.
Lol, what?
Rich has cast fly upon you. Adriel, what do?
Can I hear him?
Here, Ox?
No, the YaK folk. Can I hear what he's saying?
He's large sized. He's shouting pretty loud. He's pretty hurt after after Ox beat the shit out of him like that.
I'll yell for Ox to disarm him. But I'm gonna move the moonbeam to like down there. I'm not gonna dismiss it yet, but
All right. It's gone. Syl, you're now flying direwolf. What do?
So, since I'm flying basically without wings or any sort of physics involvement, I can do stuff that looks especially badass, like running up the wall without being a monk. And then back down the other side. I'm chewing on his head.
All right, go for it. That'll hit him. Direwolf's only on one attack. Oh, wow. You do.
But I have advantage.
You do. So those both hit. He is still alive, though. So, Ox, what do you want to do? You gonna? Yep. You're gonna.
I want to try to rip off his arms.
I assume this is all lethal damage.
Yes.
Adriel
said to disarm him. I'm going to try to rip off his arms.
I mean, I can't imagine that you could remove someone's arms non-lethally.
if anyone can,
I'm going to rip his arms off with subdual damage.
All right. So you
will be
actually miss the first attack.
They all have advantage, right?
Do they?
Yes, maybe. I mean, Syl's attack has advantage, right?
Did he make his save?
Oh, that's true. He did not make it. He's prone.
So yeah.
All your attacks do have advantage.
So 21 plus 15 is another 36 damage.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So
Rip lol.
after Syl knocks him to the ground, you deliver a pair of punches to one arm and rip that off at the shoulder. Another punch to the other arm and tear that one off the shoulder as well. And then your final punch goes right into his face and fucking explodes his head.
I put up both arms, sling them over my shoulder, and climb back over the wall to give them to Adriel. I don't know why she wanted them, but
She needed a hand.
Just the moonbeam, face palm.
All right. So you have a pen. You've successfully made a stone pen full of YaK folk corpses. YaK folk and dwarf corpses, actually, in the corner of the king's audience chamber.
What we do.
You did, however, do so while saving his life. So, he'll probably overlook that whole thing. All right. So, you hear shouting from outside. Shortly, more dwarves burst into the chamber. Where is the king? Where'd he go?
Are you here to hurt him or help him? Because y'all are really late.
We're here to help him. We just got word.
I just kind of point him towards the door. He ran that way.
They run after him without another word. So, what are you guys doing now?
Recovering from Ox's monumental misunderstanding of idioms.
That's my favorite one yet, I think, actually.
After a little bit, I'll kind of shake my head out, put my weapons away, look around to see if there are any living dwarves in the room.
There are not.
I'm thinking we should probably just stay here until they get their shit together.
All right.
Not a bad idea.
I mean, I understand this could take a while because, yeah. But
Fair. Does Wall of Stone fade naturally, or is it one of those ones that it becomes permanent if you concentrate enough? It becomes permanent.
I'm not planning
Fantastic.
to hold it for that long, though.
Okay. Fair.
There's
So
no
the wall,
reason to.
the wall of the playpen that you built for the YaK folk eventually dissolves as Syl loses concentration. A few dwarves come into the room, gape at the carnage in the corner and the smell of burning YaK folk.
sorry about the mess.
Eventually, they return with the king, still in formation. The king's shoulder wound from the crossbow has been bandaged and covered up. He heads over to the group of you and bows his head. Thank you.
great adventures. You have saved an old man's life. And for that, I thank you.
You are quite welcome, Your Majesty.
I'm glad to see you well, Your Majesty.
As I too am glad to see you all. It is good to see that you survived.
Did we actually hand over the flask?
No, you guys still have the flask. Hence why you've been discussing unleashing it on things.
I think the correct term was testing.
Testing it, unleashing it.
Look, I mean, it probably doesn't even have the primordial in it anyway.
You well, there's one very good way to find out.
Yeah, opening it.
Yep.
Exactly.
I are saving my life. I have one other gift to give you all.
He moves out from behind his guards. Adriel, you're currently the closest, so he's going to go talk to you.
Okay.
He's going to hand it to you.
This is a ring of resistance. Specifically of resistance against fire. I used it in my old days of hunting red dragons. Unfortunately, it's not much use to an old man now. You should take it. You never know when you could use a little bit of protection.
He hands you a bright, golden ring with a very large garnet on it. That is, in fact, a ring of fire resistance.
I thank you.
Give it to whoever you wish. I care not. But keep it. Thank you. Though none of you may be dwarfs, you will always be welcome in Adbar. As long as my family reigns.
Either of you could.
Me or you?
I've got a +9 dex save and evasion. I think I'm fine with Fireball.
Well, I was going to say, but Ox is
Mine's
also
only
the one.
+6.
Well, again, plus I have evasion, so
Yeah, evasion's the real kicker there.
yeah. Alternatively, it's a rare item. Maybe we can trade it.
You're going to personal gift from the King of Citadel Adbar.
Not here, of
I wouldn't
course.
do that.
There's other
If you really
cities.
find it to be such a burden, I'll take.
I mean, if it doesn't require attunement, one of y'all should take it. With
It
the
does
main-
require attunement.
I put the it's in the magic items folder. I put it up there.
Even still, I only have 2 attuned items yet.
I've got 3, so
I don't think I have any. Not that I want that ring. Well, I say whichever one of you doesn't have 3, put it on, hold on to it for now.
I'll take it. Ox is right. The ability to avoid fireballs a little better is worth quite a bit.
especially once we start planning tactical fireballs on top of ourselves.
Yeah, tactical. Yeah.
Seems legit.
Too legit, even.
All right. So at this point, you're kind of free to wander Adbar, I suppose. The king has been hustled away again by his guards. Presumably to somewhere that doesn't have a bunch of carcasses in the corner. But he's left you with a couple of letters that will basically direct any artisan to assist you within certain limits.
Presumably, he expects us to stay within the possible.
That would be a safe assumption.
Okay, well, I think Edriel, for one, will go and locate a place to clean off and maybe get a drink.
I feel like the second will be easier to find in a dwarven city than the first.
Probably, but we actually know where to look for the first. The second, it's anywhere.
Yeah. So, yeah, you can go off and find artisans for whatever you guys are looking for. Still, after a little while, a runner will find you and hand over a very fancy and well-carved wooden staff that you would recognize as a staff of the woodlands.
I will accept it with both hands and bow to him.
All right. Oh yeah, actually, that is a very nice-looking staff. Ignore what I just said. Ox and Adriel, you guys are looking for people to upgrade your respective weapon and or self.
Yes.
All right. So the king has the king is willing to provide you with bracers, with like actual bracers of defense. Speaking to an artisan, you can probably get the effect transferred to your arms directly. It would take some time to apply though. like on the order of at least a week, maybe up to a week and a half.
How long are we staying here?
That's the next question.
Say a week to a week and a half.
Adriel, whether you want to do +1 or giant slaying on your sword whip, they can probably have it done within 2-3 days.
See, an elven smith would have been able to do both.
You want to mention that to the dwarf?
Subtly.
The dwarf gives you a dirty look. King says you're in a hurry.
Not so much of a hurry that I don't need proper weapons.
Fair. Besides, this is a weird bloody weapon that you got here. Where'd you find it?
It was custom built for me.
Nice. It's got a nice little mix of magic and mechanical in here. I like it a lot. Unfortunately, it means it's a bitch to enchant. I have to be careful about enchanting the mechanical, and I have to be careful about enchanting what makes it able to extend like you do with it.
Of course. I understand that it requires skill to do. I needed it custom made. But, like I said, I'm really looking to get as much out of it as possible. And I know I will be battling giants soon.
How long are you in? How long are you in town?
Not entirely sure yet. How long do you think it would take you to do this?
Give me a week, maybe. Give me a week, and I can give you both. It'll cost you a bit of gold above what the king's offering me, but I can do both.
Gold is unlikely to be an issue. Let me discuss with my companions, but I believe a week is possible.
All right, let me know.
And over dinner that night, I'm going to say, I need at least a week.
I agree.
Is anybody against extending your stay here to a week?
I suspect that Gauntlegrim would like their primordial back. And I suspect that there are others who might come after us, but other than that...
Well, that is one thing that is going to get done kind of whether we want to or not, is making arrangements to get that back to Gauntlegrim. But Lord Naboon wanted it back at Waterdeep first. So that's political, and that's above our pay grade. But yeah, we're going to have to update Lord Naboon again.
All right. So, Lord Naboon picks up his sending stone. What do you update him on exactly?
We made it to Adbar. There was an ambush, but we killed them. The king only took a scratch. We still haven't technically confirmed that it's the primordial in here, but we're reasonably confident. At least the other guys think it is. And we kind of were hoping to stay here a little while longer, though, for reasons.
How much longer?
Week?
And for reasons, you say? Can't see his face, but he sounds suitably impressed.
Just some stuff that we can't put off for indefinitely.
I see. How long do you think it'll take you to get to Everland from Adbar? 60, and then 20. 210.
Not letting me scroll, but I give them whatever the answer is.
We might take a ship from Sundabar to get to Everland a bit faster.
Sundabar don't have ships.
No, I just kind of assumed because it was on the river.
No, that's fair. It's a dwarven city. The above ground portion of it kind of got destroyed a little while ago, though.
Did we do that?
No, that's historical in-world reasons.
We've just been responsible for so much destruction, it's hard to keep track of it all.
I mean, you haven't quite managed to destroy an entire city yet.
Was the old us responsible for that?
No, the old you was not responsible for that either. That was before any of you guys showed up in this world.
Okay,
The
so
old us was responsible mostly for underground destruction.
Yeah, the old you guys was responsible for a lot of Underdark destruction. Not so much. Not so much this place. Not so much above ground.
okay, and did you see my shopping list there?
Okay. The pearl you can find without a problem. Rich, you can totally get. I know it's not quite gold-wise similar, but we'll call it 2 uncommon items of your choice and 1 subject to approval. Oh boy. Oh boy. What kind of wizard scrolls are you looking for?
I am particularly interested in Alarm, Detect Magic, Find Familiar, Tensor's Floating Disc, Unseen Servant, there we go, Phantom Steed, and Tiny Hut.
Let me check something about scroll.
You're turning them on the rituals, right?
Yep.
Are those on the druid cast list?
Doesn't matter. Magic Initiate. Or not Magic Initiate, Ritual Caster, rather.
Really? That gives you.
You pick which class when you take the feat, and unless you're already wizard, there's no reason not to take wizard.
Huh. Okay.
I think there's like one spell that bards get over wizards, but it's the only one. Silence, that was
Clearly-
it. And silence was
Clearly,
the
get a
original
lot
sound.
of divination spells, but meh.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me check rarity. What rarity are all of those?
For first and second level spells.
What spell level are they all?
Tiny Hut and Phantom Steed are third. Everything else is actually first.
Okay, so the third level one are uncommon magical items.
Mhm.
So third level spells are uncommon magic items. So call it 500 for the both, 250 for our one. First level spell scrolls are apparently common magic items. So we're gonna call those 100.
Per?
100 per. Just do me a favor and type out the list of spells in chat, just so I know what you have. Okay, so Lord Naboon was talking to you guys. He was unimpressed about you guys wanting a week, possibly more. We can. Oh, right. Time to Everland. Call it a 10-day to get to Everland from here. Especially if you want to go around Turnstone, that adds about a day or two. Cool. Right, it's only like 300 miles direct, but you guys aren't really going direct is the thing. You're kind of going the opposite of that. So call it 10 days to get to Everland. We can manage that. Before you head off to the Eye, though, come by Waterdeep. Drop the flask with me. I'll start the process of handing it securely back over to Gauntlgrim. They won't be happy about the delay, but if it's for a week, I can stall them long enough, I think.
Thank you very, very much, Your Lordship.
You're welcome. I'll see you soon. Lord Naboon hangs up.
I swear to God, I thought for a second you were going to say Lord Naboon. Out.
I've considered it. But so for now, you are in Adbarth. You have a week. How do y'all want to spend your week?
I'm going to spend part of mine finding a familiar.
That's fair. More immediately, I suppose, how do y'all want to spend this evening?
Well, since we're actually safe for once, I think a more relaxing evening is in order.
would said evening include?
I haven't decided yet.
Would it include carousing?
If not for anyone else, definitely for me.
I mean, this is a question.
I'm just trying to figure out how many people are joining.
Yeah. The disarm thing is still kind of weird.
The which thing?
Disarm.
That's fair.
What do you mean?
And at some point during the week, she's going to try and explain to Ox what disarm means.
Oh, I definitely want to be there for that.
Likewise.
I think everybody wants to be there for that and witness that conversation, including me.
No. You're talking about disweaponing somebody.
Before that happens, though, Ox, are you joining the carousing?
Ox will not carouse himself, but he'll tag along to look after the carousers.
All right, Adriel.
D100?
I guess that's a yes. D100. D100s all around, please.
I feel like I want to use a bardic inspiration on that.
You can if you want.
You should cutting words it. Try to find out what the one is.
What if it goes to 0 or negative?
You can if you want. If you go negative, I'll wrap it around to the other side of the table.
4 is good.
All right.
Did you hear me? I said I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 9 this time. You know, the boots had 5. All right. So, you all go out, enjoy yourselves. You've earned some nice celebration. After all, you've stolen an iron flask from a giant lord. You've foiled an assassination attempt on a dwarven king. You've made a boatload of cash in the process by looting people, and gotten some sweet magic items. It's worthy of celebration. So you guys go out and you party it the fuck up.
My unseen servant is carrying drinks to me.
Of course he is. So you all have a pretty good time. Ox tries to keep an eye on you, but at one point or another, you all manage to slip away from him. Adriel, you rolled first, so you are you're going first. Adriel, you wake up in a sumptuous bed in a beautifully carved underground room. You have in your right hand a whip. And above you, suspended from the ceiling, is a dwarf, all strapped up in leather.
Oh, if only Inks were there, what would she say?
Adriel, what do?
Do I recognize the dwarf?
Roll a d20. You do. It was one of the guardsmen who was guarding the king so well. You vaguely recall him coming up to you and asking to be chastised for his failure.
Right. Give him my best attempt at a business-like nod and say, don't let it happen again. And then proceed to mostly untie him so he can get himself out and then leave.
So he's still pretty out of it from last night. You leave him mostly untied. He kind of at your don't let it happen again. But as you're leaving the room after you've mostly untied him, you hear a sliding noise and a thump and a string of dwarven curses. It appears as if he's fallen out of the straps.
The important thing is he's not tied up. Okay, I go.
All right. All right. Rich. Ha 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 ha. All right. Rich, you wake up in jail on some minor charges. It sounds like you decided to take your new gloves of thievery for a spin, and you got unfortunately caught after you stumbled and started spilling wallets. Your cellmate. Sorry?
Go ahead.
Your current cellmate is a guy wearing a very fancy-looking eye emblem on a tabard on his chest. He keeps glaring at you. So your options right now are you can pay 10 gold for bail, or you can spend a day in jail with this very, very unhappy-looking man.
Did I mention my name to them?
I don't know.
Because I figured I would have given them one of my aliases.
Probably. The question is which one?
Cooper Smith.
Cooper Smith. Mr. Cooper Smith, you have the option of either paying bail or serving time for pickpocketing. Normally, we would cut off your hand and leave it be, but you're a friend of the king and he has interceded for you.
Who's the king? What are you talking about? I don't know the king.
Well, he apparently knows you.
Okay, I didn't hear anything. People talking over each other's head.
Well, the king apparently knows you. I just want you out of my dungeon as soon as possible.
Well, I'm sure there's no need to keep me here any longer than you want, so you can just let me go for no charge. Because then I'll be out of your hair and we can all just get along.
That is not the law.
How about I just give you a gold piece directly? Or, sorry, how about, what if a gold piece just kind of slipped out of my pocket as I casually walked out of here?
Your bail is set at 10 gold pieces. That is the law. That is my job, to enforce the law. He's glaring at you. This guard is.
Because he's very smart.
Roll perception. He looks fairly smart.
I mean, I'm sure we can come to some agreement on this, that there's a much better way for us to handle this situation.
I will accept 10 gold from you. That is the best way for both of us. I follow the law, and you are out of my hair and out of my prison.
But I mean, see, I could just be out of here at any time I feel like. So I'm just really trying to help you.
The guard leaves. I do not need your help. Are you going to break out of prison?
Well, of course, I'm just trying to figure out the best way.
You could just pay him 10 gold.
Yeah, but what's the fun in that?
Are you just going to dimension door out?
I mean, he's not looking anymore, right?
He is not.
Oh, wait.
All right. You dimension door your way out of prison. So you can meet up with Adriel back at you guys' lodgings.
I think I'm going to go hang out with some of my criminal contacts for a bit.
All right. I'm gonna do Sill's carousing real quick though. So Sill, you wake up in bed in an unfamiliar inn with a stranger next to you who is incredibly ugly. He is like a tiny little dwarf. He's got boils everywhere. He's got like a big honking crooked nose. He's got beady little eyes. Fortunately, he is still asleep.
That is fortunate. And I think that I am just going to go ahead and wild shape into the form of an owl and GTFO.
All right. So, several dwarves are very confused as they see an owl flying through the halls of Citadel Adbar. especially the underground ones. But you too return to your lodgings without incident. And I think that's where we're going to end for tonight. If we all don't mind.
Okay.
That's fine.
All right. I really wanted you to do cutting words on that carousing.
I know, I'm disappointed too.
There's some good shit at the very bottom of the table.
It really sounded like I was about to summon a Tarask if I got a 1, so I decided not to. Otherwise, I would have.
That sounds like an amazing night of carousing if you summon a Tarask from it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
The worst thing that can happen is 100 on the table is rolled twice, and the DM comes up with a monstrous combination of whatever your two results are.
That just sounds like more awesomeness.
Yeah, how do I get monstrous combinations? I think I kind of lost hearing for a second there.
Roll 100.
I rolled good.
But what I need to do next time is inspire everyone before we start rolling for carousing.
All right.
Because inspired carousing sounds like a wonderful idea.
Oh yeah, that sounds
Doesn't
like
it, though?
great idea. Syl, you wake up in the communal lodge of a fraternal order. The next night you carouse. Your clothing and all exposed skin are now covered in crudely drawn pictures of genitalia.
You woke up in a frat house.
I woke up in a frat house after passing out first.
But yeah. So
I really wish the cantrips could be ritually cast so that I could cast prestidigitation.
oh, that sucks. There are cantrip spell scrolls if you really want them.
Yeah, but I can't see like burning a scroll for it every time.
Yeah.
That would get expensive fast, especially on top of what I'm planning to do to you with my familiar.
Is this around the time you're going to start actually researching your spell?
I should probably invest in some materials for that while we're in town, and I've got some time.
Yeah, you should. I was wondering why you hadn't done so yet. Or wait, what level did whatever. But yeah, it should be an interesting time at least. If anybody else has spell research ideas, please do feel free to let me know. We'll work something out.
You've already thought of some horrible, horrible way for the early research version to go wrong, haven't you?
I mean, the horrible, horrible way is detailed in the spell research rules. Wild magic tables. I'm a particularly big fan of my D10,000 wild magic table.
To be fair, I've been pretty amused by what I've seen of it myself.
Yeah. I have to go do work. So
Nomination? Oh,
yeah.
It's Flint's to give.
Ah, damn.
Didn't she pass it to someone?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Fuck it. You all get inspiration. Fuck it.
Yay! Go up.
I'll
I
touch
feel like the time person of the year.
Yeah. I'll have to come up with something suitably horrible for you to fight so you all burn it. Or something suitably stupid so that you all use it out of combat. I'm kind of torn.
Or something to get us to roll against each other, because you know we like burning it for that.
I do. In fact, I do. Any comments, questions, criticisms?
Oh, you didn't actually tell me about the owl feather.
Oh, right. I don't know. I'm gonna say probably doesn't stick around. Yeah, I'm gonna say it does not stay. I'm curious why you want an owl feather, but
It's an ingredient for identify.
no, that's fair. If you're buying spell components for research, you can probably pick it up anyways. So yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns, anything?
Not at this time.
I'm gonna again take silence as consent.
Yep.
So yeah, I will see you all next week. Probably. So yeah. See you then.
Have a
Good
good one.
night.
Sit.
Night guys.